A mysterious woman with a red lantern appears at midnight in an ancient cemetery, her presence marking the thin line between life and death. What happens next will challenge everything you thought you knew about protecting the innocent. When Sarah follows her mother-in-law's twisted ritual at the cemetery, she has no idea she's about to uncover a centuries-old supernatural guardian. As her pregnancy progresses, strange events begin to unfold. The woman with the red lantern keeps appearing, saving her unborn child from dark family traditions that mask sinister intentions. But who is this mysterious protector? And why does she seem to know exactly when Sarah's baby is in danger? This tale weaves together ancient curses, divine intervention, and a mother's love, revealing how an age-old blessing from Lord Krishna himself created a powerful guardian spirit. As Sarah navigates through dangerous family dynamics and supernatural encounters, she'll discover that some traditions are meant to be broken, while others, like the sacred duty to protect innocent lives, are eternal. Join us on this journey through Pine Grove's darkest corners, where the glow of a red lantern might be all that stands between life and death for a newborn child. It was 12:30 at night. On a desolate, narrow path leading to the cemetery, a newly wedded bride was walking. Fear was clearly visible on her face. The silence of the night had the power to break her courage, but still, carrying a small black cloth bundle in her hand, she reached the cemetery gate. She opened the gate and stepped inside. Surrounded by graves everywhere, the bride made her way to a small grave. She removed some soil near the grave with her hands and buried the bundle in the ground. After that, she left the place so quickly, as if her feet had grown wings. Shortly after, another woman wearing a red dress and veil, carrying a red lantern in her hand, arrived there. She dug out the bundle from the ground and then smashed the red lantern on it, causing the bundle to catch fire. Just a short distance from this cemetery, in a room of a large house, James lay on his bed smoking a cigarette. The door opened, and the bride, Sarah, entered. "You're back," he said. Sarah sat next to James and spoke angrily. "Yes, I'm back and still alive. The ridiculous rituals your family makes me do. I've never even heard of such rituals. Sending me to a cemetery at midnight to bury a bundle. What if something had happened to me?" James was listening but couldn't say anything. "This was the last ritual I'll do. If your mother makes me do any more such nonsensical rituals, I don't know what I'll do." Sarah covered herself with a blanket and went to sleep. James thought about how even his father never spoke up against his mother, so what could he say? About 9 months passed since that night. One night, Sarah went into labor. James went to the living room where his mother Margaret and sister Katie were sitting. "Mom, Sarah's in labor. We should take her to the doctor," Margaret replied. "No need for a doctor. We've made arrangements." Just then, an old woman entered through the door. Margaret sent her to Sarah's room, and the old woman closed the door behind her. A while later, they heard a baby's cry. The old woman came out and announced, "Congratulations, it's a girl." James was overjoyed, but anger boiled on Margaret's face. James went inside the room. "Look, Mom, she's so beautiful. We've named her Lucy," Sarah said proudly. Margaret looked at the baby once and said, "Daughter-in-law, we have our ancestral mansion in Pine Grove, and our family deity's temple is there too. Now that you're a mother, it's time we all go there for worship and stay for a few days." That same day, all family members left for Pine Grove by car. Margaret kept glaring at Lucy, sleeping peacefully in Sarah's arms. After several hours, as evening approached around 7 p.m., they spotted a roadside diner. Margaret asked James to stop the car. "Let's all eat here and rest a while before continuing," Margaret suggested. Everyone got out of the car. At the old diner, there were cots instead of tables. Katie approached Sarah. "Sister-in-law, let me hold Lucy while you eat." Sarah hesitated, but Margaret insisted, and she had to hand over Lucy to Katie. Katie took Lucy and started walking around, gradually moving towards the woods behind the diner. "Katie, where are you going?" Sarah called out. "Don't worry, sister-in-law, I'm just here. I'll just walk Lucy around a bit," Katie replied. "Eat your food, Sarah. Don't worry about Lucy. Her aunt will take care of her," Margaret added. Katie carried Lucy into the forest where wolf howls could be heard. "Oh my, there seem to be quite a few wild animals here," she said to herself. "I'll just say a wolf dragged Lucy away." She placed Lucy on the ground and said, "Lucy, dear, you lie here quietly. Soon Uncle Wolf will come to take you." As she turned around, she saw the woman with the red lantern standing right there. Katie's blood ran cold. As she tried to step back in fear, her foot twisted and she fell to the ground. They heard Katie scream. James, Sarah, and Margaret ran towards the woods behind the diner. "Katie has Lucy with her. Who knows what happened?" They called out for her, but received no response. Then a short distance away, they saw Lucy lying on the ground. Sarah picked up Lucy in her arms, hugging her tight. Then Margaret screamed, "Katie!" There lay Katie's body, missing her head and one arm. The horrific sight shook everyone to their core. Margaret sat by Katie's body, weeping uncontrollably. Sarah and James's eyes were also filled with tears. Just a short distance away, the woman with the red lantern stood watching everything. Katie's death had corrupted Margaret's mind. Her heart echoed only one thought. This unlucky girl child was the reason for her daughter's death. She decided to end Lucy's life with her own hands. After performing Katie's last rites in Pine Grove, they stayed at their ancestral mansion. A few days later, Margaret waited impatiently for midnight. Around 10 p.m., she quietly entered Sarah and James's room. Both were sound asleep. She lifted Lucy from her cradle and left the mansion. Carrying Lucy in her arms, she reached a pond in the middle of the forest. "Go to hell, you witch who ate my daughter," she said, throwing Lucy into the pond. As she turned around, she saw the red lantern on the ground. Her expression changed. Then she heard the sound of water and turned back. Two hands emerged from the pond, holding Lucy, who was smiling safely. Then the woman in red emerged from the water, holding Lucy in her arms. She stood right in front of Margaret, water dripping from her clothes. Her terrifying breathing sounds shook Margaret's heart to its core. "Who are you? Why do you keep saving this child?" Margaret demanded. The woman spoke one word, Jokhini. Hearing this name, Margaret's fear knew no bounds. She tried to run, but Jokhini grabbed her hair and with one swift motion separated her head from her body. At that moment, Sarah and James arrived at the scene. Their hearts trembled seeing Margaret dead and their child in the arms of a veiled stranger. "Whoever you are, have mercy on me," Sarah pleaded, kneeling on the ground. "Like you killed my dear mother-in-law, please don't kill my daughter. Please give me back my baby." "I'm not here to kill your child, but to save her. I saved her before, too, from her aunt who wanted to end her life," Jokhini said. Understanding dawned on Sarah and James. She stepped forward and handed Lucy to Sarah, who kissed her daughter with tears of joy and held her close. In ancient times, Ashwathama attacked Uttara's womb, angering Lord Krishna, who cursed him. After that, Uttara gave birth to me. Jokhini. My purpose is to protect mothers' wombs and their newborn children. Thus, whenever anyone tries to harm an unborn child, or newborn like Ashwathama did, I will return to protect that child. Sarah and James stared at her in amazement as Jokhini vanished, like smoke in the wind. They showered their daughter with love and looked at the red lantern before them, which still burned with a soft glow. As the red lantern's glow slowly faded into the night, its warmth lingered like a mother's embrace. They say on quiet nights in Pine Grove, if you listen carefully near the old mansion pond, you might hear the gentle tinkling of a lantern's chain, a reminder that Jokhini still watches over all mothers and their precious children. But this isn't just a story about supernatural protection. It's a testament to the eternal power of motherhood, the strength found in standing up against harmful traditions, and the divine forces that sometimes intervene when darkness threatens the innocent. If this tale of maternal love and supernatural guardianship touched your heart, don't let it end here. Share it with others who might need a reminder that they're never truly alone in their darkest moments. Leave a comment below about your thoughts on Jokhini's sacred mission, or any similar protective traditions from your own culture. Don't forget to subscribe to catch more spine-chilling tales of protection, redemption, and supernatural justice. Hit that notification bell to ensure you never miss our next story of divine intervention and human courage. Until our paths cross again in another tale, may Jokhini's lantern light your way through the darkness.